What is the worst province to migrate here in Canada? This is not a clickbait. I will explain to you what is the worst province, especially if you are trying to apply to become a permanent resident here in Canada. But before I answer that, I have 5 questions that I posted into our community tab. First, what is the best pathway to Canada as of today? Second, best province in Canada if you have a relative or a friend. Third, best province if you are applying as a student visa here in Canada. Fourth, not recommended province for student pathway. Fifth, is there any age limit in applying into Canada? So before we begin, I would like to give a shout out to the people who try to answer those 5 questions. A shout out to Angel, Diana, Vong, Vlogs TV, Joseph, DJ Lonyo Vlogs, La Rosa, Anthony, si Jacqueline B, Grace, Rosabel, Mads, and especially to Diane. So if this is your first time watching me onto this video, my name is John, content creator ng Buhay sa Canada. Welcome back po dito sa Buhay Canada. I'll just talk to them, okay? Buhay natin sa Winnipeg, Manitoba. So makitrip at makitravel dito sa amin sa Buhay Canada. So right here, Norwich Mountain. Pinalik ng pa. Turning over. Woo! So the answers are based onto the discussion that we have last webinar session with our resident immigration consultant. Ito yung mga common question na napag-usapan namin last webinar session. So the first part is yung 5 questions that I drop. Yung po muna yung sasagutin natin. And the first question is, what is the best pathway to Canada as of now? So as of today, there are 2 best pathway. Considering the Atlantic Immigration Pilot Program, in which ang kailangan mo lang naman talaga is a job offer from a designated job employer from the Atlantic region of Canada. But unfortunately, as of now, wala pang announcement if this will be going to be extended. So originally, as of plan, it will end December of 2021. Next is the caregiver pathway. This is a 5-year pilot program that let qualified caregivers and their family members come to Canada to become a permanent resident. Yes sir, narinig nyo yun. Permanent resident na po ang application if you are going to become a caregiver dito. So, ang good thing dito is that there is no LAMIA needed for the caregiver pathway. Only valid job offers. Only valid job offers, and then in-include na rin nila yung IELTS qualification. So before sa caregiver pathway, hindi kailangan ng IELTS, but for this process, for 2020, kailangan na po ng IELTS exam, IELTS result ng mga gusto mag-apply ng caregiver with a minimum score of 5 in all in all subjects. With all the English exams, kailangan lang po ng 5. And then, with the education background, kailangan na rin po ng education credential assessment in which it is a completed post-secondary education credential equivalent to at least 1 year in Canada. Again, kailangan po dito is a completed post-secondary education credential equivalent to 1 year in Canada. Ibig sabihin, if you are in the Philippines, it is at 2 to 3 years in college para ma-qualify sa post-secondary education. So may mga iba't ibang education credential assessment. Yung iba na mataas magbigay ng assessment, yung iba mababa. So, depende po sa accrediting assessor ninyo if you were able to get equivalent ng post-secondary dito sa Canada. So, ang maganda dito sa caregiver pathway is that once you will able to qualify for a job offer, ang aasikasuhin nyo po ngayon is to have a work permit plus a permanent resident fee. Yes, sabay nyo na po yung aasikasuhin, and there is also a big chance that you can apply for your family members. So with this caregiver pathway, in-depth yung ating usapan dito, kaya i-discuss natin yan sa susunod na mga topic, and syempre with the advice of our resident immigration consultant. Next question number 2. The best province in Canada for pathway if you have a relative. Syempre, if you have family members or even friends that can help you to apply here in Canada, the best pathway or the best province will be Manitoba. Sa Manitoba po kasi it will add up the adaptability score sa inyong application, especially if you are doing an express entry together with the provincial nominee here in Manitoba. So if you have a relative or friends, try to get an application, try to check Manitoba as your province of choice. Third question, the best province if you're applying for a student visa. The answer is the Atlantic provinces. Bakit Atlantic provinces? It's because there is a stream for international student, the AIPP International Student Stream, that if ever you are successfully granted to become an international student sa Atlantic region ng Canada, you can apply for a grant or for a student loan na pwede sa inyong ibigay ng international student stream. Yes, there is a grant that you can apply. And then second thing is, as a student visa, you are allowed to work for 20 hours a week, in which it will give you an opportunity to look for a job employer. Once you got a job employer, pag hinar ka nila, there is a big chance that marahil pwede kayong i-sponsoran or they can help you process your papers to become a permanent resident. So, yun po, Atlantic region po ang best if you are applying for a student permit. Question number 4, not recommended province for student. As based by our resident consultant, ang sinabi niya po sa atin is Ontario. Ontario because they don't allow any grant for student, especially for international student. They won't give any grant at all. Now, if you are trying to apply for a student pathway or student visa sa Ontario, specific sa Toronto, marahil ang Toronto po is ang cost of living po dyan is medyo mataas and competition is also high. So, I agree with our resident consultant that Ontario is not really recommended for a student pathway or student visa. But some of the student is applying for them maybe because they have relatives or friends na pwedeng tumulong sa kanila. And fifth question, is there any age limit in applying in Canada? The answer is there's no really age limit in applying in Canada. Basta you got a job offer, you can do the skills or the job that is required. There's no really age limit. But there is also some limitations kapag medyo may edad na tayong nag-try pumunta dito sa Canada. Now, with all those 5 questions, lahat po yan tinanong ko po dun sa community tab, community posting natin dito sa YouTube channel natin. And I'm inviting you to check it out. May mga postings po akong nilalagay doon, some announcements, some questions and answers doon sa mga napag-uusapan natin dito sa channel na to, and especially doon sa mga session or live session with our resident consultant. Go check it out po, yung ating community tab. Feel free to write your comments and everything in there. Now, the question for the worst province here in Canada to migrate, especially if you are applying here. The answer is, there is no really worst province. Bakit ko nasabi yan? Because the ultimate goal is to really to become a permanent resident or to become a Canadian citizen. By the time you got your permanent resident or Canadian citizen, you can exercise your rights, your mobility rights to live and work in any 10 provinces here in Canada. So, you are really free kahit saang province ka pumunta. So, if you feel like the province na nag-migrate ka, hindi mo feel, and feeling mo hindi ka nag-grow doon, you are free to go any provinces here in Canada. Now, there's really no worse province in Canada. There are worse people. Worse people in a sense they won't accept changes. In a sense that they always complain. Sa ganitong province, may ganito, may ganyan, may ganito. So, yun po yung attitude na dapat po nating tanggalin. So, before deciding in which province the best to migrate to Canada, ang pinaka-goal po natin is to have the goal to become a permanent resident kahit saan po muna kayong province makapunta dito ng Canada. Ang pinaka-importante po is makarating kayo at makatapa kayo ng Canada and become a permanent resident. That is the very main goal. Kaya ginagawa po natin tong mga processing, kaya dinidiscuss po natin tong mga immigration questions ninyo is to really have a good idea kung ano pa yung best po para sa inyo. Lahat po tayo, iba-iba tayo ng experience, and in which, yun din po, yung gusto ko pong sabihin sa inyo na everything needs to be changed, especially our attitude towards things and checking the perspective kung ano yung dadatnan natin dito sa Canada. So, sabi ko nga dati, you need to accept the changes na mangyayari at wag natin hanapin yung wala pag nandito na tayo sa Canada. We always look forward to the things and appreciate all the things around us. It's because it's all about our attitude that will let us satisfy our needs. Kontento kung ano yung meron sa ngayon at i-work out kung ano yung meron tayo. So, yun lang po muna. Sana po may natutunan kayo dito sa session natin. Sana po nakatulong tong question and answer portion natin dito. And hopefully, magkita-kita tayo dito sa Canada. Hopefully, maging maganda yung processing ninyo sa ngayon. So, once again, if this is your first time watching me onto this video, my name is John. I am a content creator ng Buhay dito sa Canada. And always, a lesson learned is always a lesson to be shared. And I'm also inviting you to join us in our Project Pinoy Canada Immigration, in which meron po tayong live chat, live webinar discussion with all the processing here in Canada. So makikita po nyo po yan sa ating community tab posting, and sana po maka-join po kayo, and hopefully yung project na to is magtuloy-tuloy po para po to sa inyo, and maraming salamat po.